Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Professional People Podcast. On this episode, we have on Kevin Brusinski from Level 1 Bank. Kevin shares his story and how he got into banking, what he's doing today at Level 1, and all the cool programs and features they have to offer, and not to mention his best-in-class 24/7 banking services. It's a great episode, and I hope you enjoy. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Professional People Podcast. Today, I'm super excited to have one of the best bankers in the business on the show, Mr. Kevin Brusinski from Level 1 Bank. Thanks for joining us, Kevin.
It's a pleasure to be here, Dan. Thanks so much for having me, and thanks for your kind words.
Oh, of course. How about you give the audience a little bit of a background of how you got into banking and what you're currently doing over at Level 1?
Absolutely. So it's a long story. I'll try to make short. I started back in '99, and it's when I was going to college. And at that point, I actually thought I wanted to be a secondary school teacher. kind of glad that maybe didn't come to fruition at this point. I don't think I'm strong enough or good enough. Those people are amazing. But anyway, so I'm going to college. I'm in a retail management type position, just to get some money to pay for college and books and stuff. And I just got kind of recruited, and they called many times. And it's funny, I'll reflect every now and then now and go, oh my gosh, how close was I not to going to banking? Because I thought this low end retail management job was the best. It was just so neat being 18, 19 and being kind of a low end manager and having shifts and people come answer to you. But part of what I think the attraction to banking when they recruited me that made me go over is this management job was kind of part of balancing the tills and making sure the books were done and making sure the banking was good. And it was kind of also matched with the sales side, which I always kind of enjoyed working with people. So I ended up doing it, thank goodness. Started in an in-store bank, which there's not many of those around, I don't think, as much as there was then, but basically it was in a Kroger, and you wear an apron, walk around in the aisles. Hey, how are you? How can I help you? They think you're a grocery store worker, and then you kind of try to, you help them with what they need, and then you start conversations. But in that role, I would open accounts, I would take applications for loans, but I would also do teller work. So I kind of got that experience, and I became a lead sales associate and was in a management program. And this was for First Federal years and years ago when they existed. Now they're Charter One or Citizens now, actually. But got recruited by another company that's no longer around, Michigan National, to be a traditional banker, much closer location. I'm thinking, wow, how neat. I actually get to be in a branch. Went through kind of all their levels of banking, went through a merge with Standard Federal, which then became the sale. Became a licensed banker, so I started doing investments on top of accounts and loans and mortgages and all that, and then got an opportunity to get into management for Fifth Third. And it was very hard because I was very happy where I was at, but what was the enticement was at a young age, want to continue to grow. And where I was at, if you sold the investments, you couldn't become a manager. They wanted that kind of separated, and that was an important piece for me at the time. Whereas Fifth Third kind of came in and said, hey, you can manage and still do the investments and everything else you enjoy. And then my direct manager was someone that was just amazing. He was an executive for MBD in Huntington, retired, got kind of bored, came back. And so between those two things, again, another big decision, but I'm really glad I made it. Got in, did some really good things, and got some really great mentoring from this individual who was amazing. And then and one of his things was, even though you're here, I will never get in the way of your growth. So again, he continued to kind of mentor and help me grow. And then I ended up going into a private bank type position for a smaller bank. And then some things happened to that bank. And I was going to go back to what was now Bank of America, but ended up getting recruited by JPMorgan Chase, and just kind of went up the rings, did a lot of different things, ran a lot of private client branches, really enjoyed, the experiences, was a part of a lot of committees, was on leadership teams. They just had a lot of stuff that was great. But ultimately, a little over 3 years ago, I was contacted and recruited by Level 1. And that's a very long story. But what I will say is this, all the stars aligned. Because I thought I was, chased for life. I have a large family, things were going well, but there were some reasons and some things that I was kind of missing that bigger banks are kind of going towards. And Level One seemed to really fit the niche and the things I was missing. And so I came over there, initially as commercial, treasury management services, help commercial accounts, deposit accounts, CDs, checkings, money markets, etc. But I have grown from there to where I'm also able to do the consumer side, which I think is really important because I don't want to just be a big part of someone's financial side on the business, but then say, hey, now you have to see someone else for the personal side. I think it's all about relationship building. So I do consumer as well as commercial. And I've also taken over now their private banking program. And we've created some really good things around that and continue to kind of build and help our clients over. So that's kind of as quick as I could because I didn't want to take 2 hours just to explain my long history.
Been to a few different banks, eh, Kevin?
just a few. But a lot of those were merges is the fun thing. Yeah. So it was kind of, you still the same seniority, but you're going through these big changes. So it gave me a lot of exposure and it gave me a lot of ability to grow because you go through these changes and you kind of got to make those changes and do the right things for your clients. So as hard as those could be, and it didn't give you the stability maybe you wanted the whole time, it gave me a lot of experience.
Yeah, it gave you a lot of experience and a lot of groundwork to set you up for success that you're having today. I'm curious, out of all that experience, what do you think is the biggest difference that you like about working at Level One versus all the other banks that you had experience with?
Yeah, so it's really a great question. One thing that I didn't know, because I was always with these large banks prior, is that I always assumed, and I believe customers and clients assume the same thing: bigger is better. They have more technology, they have more capability, they have more product lines, etc. But what I'm really happy to find out is that, one, that's not true, at least for this bank. We are a community bank. We are publicly traded, over $2.5 billion in assets and growing and whatnot. But we have all that technology. But the thing, to answer your question, is what we're able to do is we're really able to make a true relationship. It is truly all about getting to know your clients, doing the right thing, helping the community, and doing what we can to give back. And it's not because it's regulated. It's not because it's a requirement. It's because they really want to. Our executives all live in this area. So they really are invested in what's happening, how we're helping our clients, our small businesses, our large businesses, because it all kind of contributes back to that community. So what you see a lot of, and what I love, is extra reach out to our clients, the ability for them to have our cell phones. For me, I'm a 24/7 banker for my clients. So they can call my cell phone, they can text me, they can email me. I have access 24/7. But all the community outreach programs and everything else that we do, it's just, it really feels good. I'll end this question with this. I love when I have clients meet me at corporate, where my office is, at Farmington Hills, because so many times when they come over, they'll jokingly say, "What's going on? Why is everyone so happy here?" Like every employee, every customer I see walking around, everyone's smiling. What is going on here? And I just have the biggest kick and laugh with them on it, because it's true. When you do right by your clients, your customers, and your employees, it's an amazing feel. And it just, everyone can feel it. And I believe that's why so many people enjoy working with Level One.
I can attest to that. When I was in the office getting a tour from you, I was smiling. That office is awesome, man, down there in Farmington.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just to piggyback off of what you just said there too, is I can attest that Kevin is a 24/7 banker. He's my banker, and always willing to answer any questions. And we're in the same networking group, and that's what people say about him. And I think no matter what industry you're in, being able to have open communication lines when people need it most is really the super important value that you can deliver. And it sounds like that's what you guys are really focusing on, being a local bank at Level One. And that's really kind of the same thing that we do over here at TDA.
Absolutely.
What about some of the services that Level One offers compared to the other banks? Is there anything that you think clients should know that they maybe don't, or customers?
Yeah, no, I think absolutely. So as I was previously indicating, we offer all those same things. Level One is a full service bank. The only thing we do not work with at this point is investments, but we do commercial lending, consumer lending, treasury management, SBA loans, etc. So we do everything that you could think of. So that's the first thing I would say, is that Level One is not just a little savings bank. I know some people feel smaller banks are always like that, and some are, but not Level One. We are very much a full service bank. Our executives come from larger banks. They were executives at, and so they brought their expertise, and they were able to also kind of bring in the senior bankers that share the same vision, doing things right, et cetera. So what you'll get with Level One is all the same services. Our pricing tends to be much better. The rates, especially in a better rate market right now, it's a very low just because of COVID and everything that's going on. But when we get back to normal, you'll tend to see we are one of the highest rates. We tend to beat internet offerings even. So you're going to get a good offer on that. You're going to get sophistication of the products, but you're going to get that additional personal service. So where at other banks, I wasn't able to say, hey, I can help you after bank hours. Because regulations, I couldn't get my cell phone out. I couldn't do that no matter how much I wanted. It could actually put me at risk if I did that. Here, they fully encourage it. My business cards have my office line, my email. They also have my personal cell phone on there. So we are able to give you these services that you might need, but also that higher level service, again, that customer service experience, always having someone to talk to. Our 800 number is right to live people. It's not to these prompts and then you got to wait and hope you get the right person. So I think that's a really good feel that many people tend to miss as they do their banking. And the fact that they have a personalized service with their banker and relationship also helps them when they work with other people like their CPAs or their insurance people or whatever, because then we can all collaborate to make their life easier.
Yeah, I think you kind of alluded to this next answer to this next question in your previous answers, but why is it so valuable to be able to have all of your banking needs in one place?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And it's interesting because I tend to have to explain this because there's this notion, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. And to some extent, I would agree to that. But your main banking together, the reason why that's so beneficial is because if you truly have a banker who is dedicated to you and is here to help you, the bigger the picture that they're able to see, one, the more they can help guide. So we're all kind of experts in our own area. For example, insurance. I got you. You're my guy. I don't even try to pretend I know insurance because you're the expert. So that empowers me and that helps keep me safe, my family safe, etc. And that's why I have it all with you. I don't just do one piece because let's say, for example, I just had a car with you, but I have my home over there. Things could happen where I'm not fully covered, etc. So that's a lot like banking. If we don't have a full picture, we're not able to guide you, give you the recommendations that we want. But also, too, it's really nice. Let's just say one-offs. All of a sudden, you're in a situation, you're a business owner, and a large deposit is supposed to come to your business went into your personal account because that merchant or what processor sent it to the wrong place. Now you're in a situation where I can't get to a bank to make the transfer. I need the funds now. I got to do payroll or whatever else might be happening or make a big purchase for my business. You have a banker like myself where we have that access. I can do those transfers for you right away. So it just really helps empower that client to be able to do more things, to have more protection and to have more opportunities to have a better experience with whatever is important to them, their business, their personals, and whatnot. And so it just helps us with the bigger picture, helps us do the recommendations, make sure that we're helping them. You also establish history, so then it's easier potentially for other products like loans, and it just really helps protect that client.
And you have a single point of contact, right? You can call Kevin and you can ask whatever question you need instead of calling over to 10 different places. I know that's a huge thing. You said, drawing similarities to insurance, it's the biggest thing is call one guy and you can get all your questions answered instead of having to make multiple phone calls or reach out to multiple people.
It is a huge benefit. I agree with you, Dan. And thank you for bringing that up, because a lot of times, especially larger banks, you go through these waits and you get a department and you say what you need and they go, oh, I'm sorry, that's not us. You got to call here, or I'm going to transfer you back, and you're in a queue and you're in a time constraint. Same with insurance. So it's so important. I really value our relationship because, again, like I said, anytime I have an issue, you're my guy. You're there always. You're amazing, and you take good care of me.
Right back at you, sir. Right back at you. I wanted to, now we've talked about a lot of the services, but is there any unique programs that Level One has to offer that are different and bring more value to clients and other banks?
Yeah, you know what? We have a significant amount. And because of compliance and regulations, everything. I can't really go over them all, but what I would say is we have so many different programs that I alluded to even earlier with special lending, things SBA that can help, people with lower credit scores, et cetera, potentially, to programs for younger, kids who are learning how to bank, to more sophisticated things. So there is a tremendous amount. I really heavily encourage, people who have that interest to reach out or go to our site. We have a lot of great tools out there that you can look into, and you can see all the things that we offer, whether it's through banking products or just things we're doing, trainings that we do to try to help the community to give back and whatnot. There is one though I would love to pull up if I got a minute here. It's something I'm really proud of. It's called Platinum Elite. Now we have this in several forms: small business, commercial, and personal. It is a really beneficial type product for certain people. It gives a high level of benefits and services, and it kind of gives you that personalized service that some people need. People who are busy, that run businesses, for example, it gives them that private banker where they can come out, meet them at offices, do whatever it takes to help them and keep them successful in doing what they're doing. So I'm going to pull up this one marketing material here. It's called Platinum Elite. This is on the consumer side. I'm just going to kind of spotlight a few things. Can you see that, Dan?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So just a few things. This is a form of a checking account, as you see, Platinum Elite checking, but it offers a lot of other benefits around it. But just a few things. You're going to get a higher rate on liquid cash that you keep in it. You get cash back. You get 20 cents per debit as used as a credit on your debit card every time, unlimited. So it's a nice way to kind of get cash back for using your debit cards. You get potential mortgage discounts, free checks. You get free domestic wire a month, discounts to safe deposit boxes, free online banking, bill pay, mobile banking. And again, that access to a banker 24/7 that can really try to simplify and help you out with things, and higher limits in your debit cards and point of sale transactions and such. So this is a program I think is really unique to us. We don't keep high, comparatively to other banks, we don't have high standards of how to be approved for it or to get into it. There are two different ways, as you'll see, either a monthly balance of 25,000 or more, or a total relationship in CDs, savings, money markets, etc., 500,000 or more. Either or gets you in this program without a fee. But it gives a tremendous amount of value. And again, it just gets you that personalized service of a banker. So just wanted to share that, real quick with you. It is something we're proud of. But again, I encourage you with the Platinum Elite. That's not one that is out on the sites yet. So please reach out to any of our bankers that are aware of it. I work with our retail branches or to myself, and we can cover that more with you. But all the other programs, again, also reach out. Look at our site. There's so many exciting things. Again, when you're in a community bank, you see a lot more around what we're trying to do and how we're trying to offer special things for our area and to help people get in homes and buy businesses and have commercial lines and do things that are needed to keep them successful.
Yeah, I think that's just a common theme that I keep hearing about what you guys are trying to do, is just help build the local community by being a great bank that offers great service and is there for their clients. And I think as a fellow local business owner, I think that's really what's going to build our communities up and create positive environments for our kids to grow up in and everything. So I just love to hear all the great things you guys are doing for not only your clients, but the community. And just wanted to ask you a few questions about yourself here and how you do business. I know you've been working from home since COVID, and I thought you might be able to share some valuable insights on what you've learned from adapting to that environment and how you continue to service your clients at a high level and even meet new clients and bring them into level one and get them going.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So I will start with saying, I don't think there's anything that takes away from or can beat the personal touch. So when we have this all past us, I can't wait for, the more in-person meetings and things that will happen. And they're starting to slowly, but just I look forward to the future when there's much more of that. However, what I've learned and what we've adapted is the ability to actually help more clients. And what I mean by that is it's easier to pop onto a virtual meeting. So if you have these clients who have needs or questions or want to talk about things or even move forward with opening products, it's so much easier and accommodating to them to say, you know what, instead of taking an hour and a half to physically meet, even if it's at my office, to meet at a location, go over everything, do pleasantries, and they all, drive to a location if it's, off site. They now can have the ability to say, okay, yeah, let's do a 30-minute virtual. And it gives us the ability to reach out to many more people. Now I can do more meetings if they're the virtual, because it's easy to kind of pop on, address, answer, and move forward. So I think what we're going to see going forward is probably a hybrid. There always will be, I believe personally, the need and the benefit of that in person, and I look forward to that. But I think the benefit to, especially business owners, or maybe even personal consumers who are out of town, they're on a vacation somewhere, to be able to pop on to a Teams, a Zoom, whatever format, and get things addressed on a much more personal level. It's more meaningful and beneficial, and it gets things done better. So I think that's the one takeaway that we can get from this.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think just the big takeaway is everyone likes to have more time in their day. So it makes things more efficient. And, it's not too bad. I can see you in the video. You look good. But next question, I know we met through BNI, Business Networking International, and I was just curious to hear your experiences, how BNI has made you a better banker and a better person.
Yeah, you know what? BNI is a really unique and powerful thing. And there's many different reasons, and different personalities will look at it for different ways. But from what I get from it is exactly what I'm trying to do at work, and that's relationship building. The relationship building creates so much because you get to learn from these individuals. You get to have the expertise, as I referred to earlier. You're my insurance guy. Now I am so much more empowered, not only for me, but for my clients. Anytime I have an opportunity to say, hey, I got an amazing person that I could refer, it gives me more power to help my clients. So it gives me more ability to grow a better relationship with them. They then can decide to work with you in this circumstance. And then as a team, we can work together should they allow that. And there's nothing more powerful than that. That's what all the large banks are trying to emulate within themselves, is let's have all these pieces talking and working together so we can simplify and better your client's situation. And so when you can do that and have these experts that you meet through BNI and this networking team of people that you can hold accountable, so they're going to be good at what they do, they're going to be honest, they're going to take the client's best interest at all times. But also you can utilize them as a resource for education, understanding, knowledge. It just makes such a benefit for all our clients. And so I think, one, you get a lot of great relationships, but you also get a lot of great expertise, knowledge, and that only helps all our clients. And so that's why I really I enjoy the BNI.
Couldn't agree more. And I love this structured environment and just how the accountability piece, because you're seeing these people every week. It's hard to treat someone's referral bad, and you got to go face them on a meeting the next week. So I think it's super powerful. And like you said, relationships, I've formed friendships from BNI. That's my best friends from BNI, and just been over a year and a half in the group, and it's just awesome. And then just my last point on BNI is, just like you said, and we were talking about earlier, it can save the client tons of time if you're able to say, hey, here's my banker. If you need a loan, time for a loan, I'm moving. And I hear that from my client, oh, get with Kevin. You need to set up a bank for your new business you're starting, get in touch with Kevin. And then that client doesn't have to spend the time searching and background checking. They've had a referral from a person they know, and they know that they're going to get taken care of. And then the opposite end, then you in this example case would go above and beyond for the client. So it's a win-win-win all around. And I just have nothing but good things to say about BNI, and I'm happy I've met you through it.
Yeah, same here, Dan. I appreciate that. I fully feel the same. One thing that research shows, especially when people are looking for these different services or professionals that they need help with, is they'll kind of go through, they'll ask people, who do you know, to see if there's a recommendation. And then if they don't go to that, or no one has one, then they'll go online. And then they usually look for that video, because they're looking for something that can kind of give them that emotional attachment or understanding. So what's so amazing about the BNI, as you just referenced, is that you're getting that. It's someone knows somebody, so they're aware of that they're doing a good job. But then also what I love is we meet every week. So if you do get, unfortunately, a bad apple every now and then that tries to join, we can find very fast that they're not going to produce like what we hold all ourselves accountable, and we can eradicate them from the group, which we have and will, to make sure that anytime someone's referred to someone in this group, they're going to get top-notch service. They're going to be treated with respect. They're going to get a good product, whatever it is, it's going to be the best. And that we are, as their referring person, able to hold them accountable for our clients. So couldn't agree with you more. It's amazing. And the friendships are, as you know, the best.
Absolutely. So if any of you listening to this, give me or Kevin a call, join the Farmington Referral Factory. We'd be happy to have you.
Absolutely.
Kevin, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on and sharing all your insights and sharing all the cool stuff you guys are doing for the community and your clients over at Level One. As always, we'd like to end the podcast with a question for you. What is one tip you have for professional people out there?
That's a really good question. I think you treat everyone like family. You treat everyone like family, no matter how hard it gets. Think, what would you do if that was your mother, sister, brother, father? And that will lead you to always do the right thing.
Couldn't agree more. That's our motto over here at TDA, baby.
That's why we get along.
Smart man, Kevin. Smart man. Thanks again for coming on, and keep serving your clients well and doing a good job and being the best banker in the land.
I appreciate it, Dan. Thanks so much. It was an honor to be part of your program, your podcast today. And for all those that are watching, please make sure to keep working with Dan or reach out to Dan, because I got to tell you, he's the best insurance guy I've ever met. Top notch, take great care of you, and all around amazing friend too.
I appreciate it, Kevin. You guys know where to find Kevin if you need him. Level One or my Facebook page, you'll find him.
Thanks for listening. And remember, keep it professional, people.